We call it bopping because it's like the only name that fit the dance. Cause it's a bop. Cause the bop really comes from the flow. We start off like this, all on the floor. That's to keep the bop. The bop is more the opening of your legs. That's where the bop comes from. Sicko Mom made a track, a hot song that was on fire in the streets in the summertime. It was called Fiesta. The beat was on point. The way I was moving was going right with it. That song was hot. I'm trying to tell you, the song was so hot to the point where I couldn't do nothing. I had to go to the crib and make my own bop video to one of their songs and upload it.
Fiesta just popped off a big band. Maybe because of what we was doing in the neighborhood called Fiestas.
It's just a big party on the whole block, like a block club party with no kids.
That's when the Fiestas go down big on the weekends. Friday, Saturday.
You can barely get through the block. Cars just study constantly coming through the block. Cars constantly coming through the block. Everybody out drugs, everybody out there partying, having fun, music playing. The big difference between bop music and drill music, we turned up like on some positive stuff. They turned up, they want to kill people, all that. They want to drill.
That be crackin', I'm rollin', all my niggas totin', got that bitch with soulin', only hope we goin'. Rock, choose that robbin', dread so they jockin', I got the Fifi rockin', trove less and marlin', like that money we spendin', shakin' open kitchen, that's cause I really hit it, bro niggas y'all bendin', it's crackin', I'm rollin', all my niggas totin', got that bitch with soulin', only hope we goin'. We bout to have a party, boppin' at the feet. Give me the throne and the molly. Shorty got for me, shorty got for me. We bout to have a party, bopping at the feet. Give me the throne and the molly. Turn it down. All my life I'm getting guap. All these bitches on my cock, riding around in foreign drops. I threw that Fifi on the block, robbing phones. I keep it Glock. So homie, don't get shot. Bring the liquor and the thotties to the Fifi on the block. Yeah, fried stone gone, OTS now I'm over bake, but I swear to God I'ma turn up. You lame niggas better learn something. Your main bitch, she ain't know nothing, and all my hoes been no one. And I've been working, I've been done, and I've been fucked. It was real fun. Molly with the throne, I be turned up with more lotties. If I'm moving real wild, for I thought I'm trying to party. I've been hanging on my body, they think I drink Illuminati, cause I'm ballin' all like Scotty. So many mamas are hard, and the man with the plan, and I got to try with me. They hate when they see us in traffic, cause they know we take the scene. And I keep a sexy bitch, and yeah, boy, she can spray for me. I name it Nina, better where she tuck off in my Robin dream, bitch.
So, man, bro, we got to take it back to the early 2010s to Chicago, bro, man. At this point, man, drill music got the whole city in a chokehold. I mean, literally, bro, artists like Chief Keef, bro, Fredo Santana, Lil Durk, Lil JoJo, etc., bro. All them was going insane with the violence of Chicago, bro, and with the music that went with it, bro. That would be drill music, bro. That would stem and shit like that. That would go on for many, many years to come, even to this day and shit. Now, is it a different limelight, but it for sure still going on to this day and shit. But it definitely was another side of Chicago that definitely was going insane at the same time and shit, bro. Literally, bro, on the west side, it was a whole different energy, bro. Bright colors, bro. Kool-Aid cuts, my nigga. Crazy dance moves, bro. And a sound that feel like Atlanta futuristic trap, but flip the Chicago style, bro. This is the era of Lil Kimmo snapping in every video, bro. Sicko Mob dropping glittery auto-tune anthems, bro. And D-Lo turning bop into a national dance wave, bro. I mean, literally, bro, melodic, it was fun, it was loud as hell. And it wasn't drill, bro. It wasn't footwork. This is the bop, Chicago bop era. One of the most slept-on movements in Chicago history, my nigga, literally. But, man, bro, you know how this shit goes, man. Of course you do, bro. You know this by now, bro. You know. If you new here, hit that subscribe button, man, bro. Oh, yeah, hit that subscribe button, man, bro. You saw any one of my videos before. I mean, anywhere, bro. Your phone, bro. Cousin phone, bro. Sister phone, bro. My phone, bro. Literally anybody's phone, my nigga. Hit that subscribe button, man, bro. Not playing. We going crazy all 2025. But, man, bro, you see what I'm talking about, man. We are talking about one of the crazy anthems and movements and just eras in general in Chicago history, bro. We are talking about the Chicago bop era, man. So like I said in the beginning of the video, bro, of course, bro, Chicago drill had the whole wave of Chicago going insane. Cause don't get me wrong, bro, Chicago always been popping. Like you got like Kanye coming, all them coming in 2000 shit. But it took that drill era for people to really take Chicago serious. Cause before this, it was more like conscious skateboard type of Chicago music. It wasn't really no violence type music. But once 2010s came, bro, they took that whole wave of like drilling and shit like that and took it to a whole nother level, bro. And that's when Chicago really started making noise in the early 2010s, bro. But like I said, it wasn't just drill that was going insane, bro. It also was the bopping Chicago era that also was making noise too, bro. That was stemming and shit like that. Now, if you don't really know what this is, bro, bopping is basically like a dance that was created in Chicago. And basically everybody was doing it to like different songs. Before they even had their own sound of music that went with this style and shit. They was doing it to damn everything. Like Future, bro, Chief Keef, like they was doing it to a lot of music. Like whatever was popping in like that era and shit like that. Like for example, like the song Whippin' Ain't They. Like, now mommy Bob, and in the part of the video he does that part. That's what that comes from and shit like that. Now the Silencer nigga, we all know what ain't happened to that nigga in the long run, shit like that. But though, when that song first dropped in 2015, he not even from Chicago. So he was just naming classic dance and shit like that. So I know many people always probably didn't really know what the bop was and shit like that, bro. But the bop was literally an era in Chicago that was stemming up and going insane, bro, at this time, bro. Everybody in, like, even if you wasn't from Chicago, I'm not from Chicago. I'm just very familiar with this era because it was all over the place, bro. And I used to watch Vine, bro. I used to be on Vine heavy. So that shit used to always be on my, like, timeline and shit like that, bro. And they used to be literally hit that shit to any song, bro. But definitely very familiar with artists like Lil Kimo, Sicko Mall. Like, I used to listen to all that shit, bro. Like, when I was listening to the drill shit, I would listen to this shit, bro. So this shit for me personally goes a long way, bro. And I'm not even a Chicagoan. But you know how this shit goes, man. I ain't gonna be talking too fucking much, of course, man. So we're gonna be talking about all this shit, bro. Just the whole era in general, man, because this was an important time. And definitely a slept on time for real, bro. Like, I did not cap when I said in the intro. This definitely a time in Chicago music that many people don't really just bring up when they talk about Chicago. Drill, they talk about drill. They even talk about current day Chicago shit, but they never really truly talk about the good side of Chicago. At least the music-wise, the good side of it. So you know how this shit goes, man, bro. I know I've been talking too fucking much, man, of course, bro. So if you watching this, man, you and your girl go to the local drive-thru at Sonic's, bro. Get y'all 16 cheeseburgers, bro. No ketchup, bro. No, just dry, just cheese in the meat, bro. Just cheese in the meat. No drink, no fry, none of that shit, bro. Just eat 16 burgers straight, bro. Chug them bitches down, bro. But make sure you break bread with people outside. You feel me? Like kids or something. You got kids or something. Make sure you break bread, bro. Of course. Turn the TV on, man. Type this channel in. Click on this video you watching right now. And listen to me out behind below this video. Fit up. Yeah, bro, to really break down this whole era in general, man, you had to really just ask yourself, what was the Chicago bop era and shit like that going on in this time? The Chicago bop era was a short-lived but high-energy music and dance movement that came out of the west side of Chicago between the years of 2012, probably to like 2015, 16-ish and shit. Because that's when that sound kind of was burning out for not just like Chicago bop, but also drill a little bit too. Well, that's when drill started to come back in like 2017, 2018 type shit. But it literally was an era where that was filled with like melody first, bro, youth driven, and literally sitting around just dancing and having fun, bro, and good vibes, bro. I mean, literally, bro, if you go on YouTube right now and search out any Chicago bop era video, it'd be people in like, that was in high school at that time and shit. You can see the pure enjoyment on their face, bro. Like that, this whole era literally was, bro. It was the happy, monotone and shit. And I'm not saying that shit wasn't going on in their real life, but bro, it wasn't that serious to a point, because these niggas was doing that shit anywhere. This videos and niggas doing that shit on the block of their area and shit. And you gotta realize Chicago, but that's what many people kind of get misconstrued about Chicago. Not every part of Chicago is bad, bro. Like, it's not like you just gonna walk out there and get shot immediately soon you walk out there, bro. It's good parts of Chicago. That's why this era really was kind of shelved and really slept on, because that violence in the drill era of Chicago was just taking so much steam that people didn't even really too much, like, you know, gravitate to this sound of Chicago. Like, it literally wasn't made for, like, the streets, bro. It literally was made for like, parties, bro, Facebook uploads, just going viral off dance clips, bro. It's kind of like what Texas was doing with, like, the D-Boogie movement, bro. bro. Like that whole little wave and shit like that was going on in Dallas and shit like that out there, bro. Like that whole era, just people just dancing, just jigging to like certain songs and shit like that. That kind of what that was like stemmed from and shit, just in the Chicago way. And if you want to talk about the sound of just what that whole era really was like, the sound of the bop was just like as playful as the dance and shit like that, bro. Cause you gotta realize they wasn't, before this sound officially had a sound to it, they was doing this shit to like basically any song that was kind of popping off and shit. Not even just Chicago music, like Atlanta music, like anywhere, like any song that was popping. Like I'm telling you, you do your research on YouTube, you'll find these niggas dance kind of any song and shit like that, bro. But it really, but the Captivate, what made that sound, like for them to have their own sound that went with the music and shit, you gotta really bring it back to high pitched synths and shit like that, bro. Sounding like toy melodies, arcade music, like bouncy 808s, bro. Just shit to make your body move, bro. Melodic auto-tune vocals and shit. Like, and that's what I'm gonna talk about later on in the video. Talk about like the influence I really feel like this sound had on people that we listen to nowadays and shit. Because half of that shit, especially Sicko Mob, bro, like they sound was very familiar to sounds that we all know. I mean, little catchy hooks, bro, repetitive flows, bro, just good party energy songs, bro. It's basically like if you took a video game, gave it an 808 beat, and ran the vocals through auto-tune, that's literally what all made this sound, bro. And I gotta really take it back to Atlanta futuristic sound too, bro, because you know it's not really a time where Atlanta don't really make an appearance in something, bro. But it really very reminiscent, for me personally, it's very reminiscent of the Atlanta futuristic era and shit like that, bro. Like while, you know, the bot was started in Chicago, it had that influence that early, like Atlanta was going with that future, like Travis Porter, bro, Rich Kids, like Young Thug early on, like just them Mike Will, like them cartoony, spacey beats. And them drain auto-tune sound, it very much was reminiscent of the futuristic era and shit like that, bro. Like, but you could say it evolved and shit like that. You know, while Atlanta was like flashy, cool, Chicago era was more goofy, high energy, and like just anime level expressive at the time, bro. But like, you know, Sicko Mob, they took the Atlanta melodic flows and turned the auto-tune up to 100, like basically like using the same shit Atlanta was doing, but took it up a notch. And then it's like DJ Nate, bro, with Gucci goggles and shit. It really played a major role in helping the bop sound break out and just like dance videos and move into actual music culture, bro. Because you gotta realize, before Sicko Mob, DJ like D-Lou, bro, before all them blew up and shit, it was DJ Nate, bro, that was already known in Chicago with the footwork, jug, scene, bro, for songs like, you know, Heart of the City and shit. But literally around 2012, he started making melodic party rap, bro, with like bop style beats and shit. Literally, Gucci Goggles was literally kind of like one of the first main bop songs to go crazy, at least like in that time, because a lot of niggas went off and took that song and started going insane, bro, with it, bro. So you can say that's like one of the main big songs that was coming from that time and shit like that, and literally many people was starting to stem off with that sound, bro. And then, bro, Sicko Mob, my nigga. Sicko Mob was going insane at this time, bro. Now, if you don't know who Sicko Mob is, Sicko Mob was a rap duo from this, like, the west side of Chicago, made of Lil Trav and Lil Cino, bro. They are literally the undisputed pioneers of the bop music in general, bro. Like, meaning they weren't just rappers who danced. They crafted the entire sonic identity of the bop era and shit like that, like literally, bro. Cause with DJ Nate coming out with that song and shit like that, it stemmed, like I said, it stemmed hella people that came from this shit. That don't get me wrong, they always bubbling and shit like that, but it really made that sound blow up in general, bro. And they styles was just melodic at first, like powered by auto-tune, bro. Literally what I said earlier, bro, with beats that was literally energetic, beats that went with the sound how they sound and shit. They dropped the catchy dance ready party tracks that literally defined that whole era in general, bro. Like Still Raw and shit like that. But it literally was like if Chief Keef grew up watching Dragon Ball Z and drinking Kool-Aid at the corner store. That ass, like, in that type of aspect and shit like that, bro. Now, the song Fiesta really took them off, and it released in 2013. It became a breakout anthem for them and shit like that. And there was one song that really took that bop sounds to, like, new heights for real, bro. The song that basically put them on the map and shit like that. It had everybody that made bop, like, going ham, bro. It literally took that bouncy sound, bro, that catchy repetitive hook, and literally the auto-tune, bro. Like, if you can't listen to that song and not tell me that don't sound like something that would have came out nowadays, bro. You just can't, bro. The song ended up going crazy worldwide and shit like that, bro. It got the attention of A$AP Ferg and shit like that. That's when he hopped on the official remix, bro, giving them a big co-sign from somebody that was from New York and shit. So the song was starting to do what it was doing and shit like that, bro. But it really was them in general that was having hella songs that was going insane for them and shit like that, bro. Like, dead ass, bro. With songs like House Party, my nigga.
Traveling scenery, about to have a house party. We got the white bitches, they tweaking off of Molly. We cooling downtown, gotta come to the roads now. Don't get some troches now, got Uchito, we got the
I'm on Fiesta, of course, bro.
that be cracking, all rolling. All my niggas told, they got that bitch in with soul. All the hope be going.
Remember Me was fired in a bitch, nigga.
I try so you know that I stay in Robin Jane. This ain't no little like chain. And I'm on the Robbie, man, we time out. Where like a fella, do you say? I'm been rolling for a nigga on a planet with no drillers. Hold on. Hold on, John, you can fella. Just remember what we told you. We said go and know you know, yeah.
Worry about me was crazy.
That's right, that's me. All they don't wanna worry about me. Niggas want me, get the money on me. Larry's with me, and he know we ball out. With a big old team, whole lot of money thrown in with me. A lot of these niggas can't rap like me, won't trap like me, cause they know we turn.
Remy Rick, bro, you know you fucking know, bro.
Hey man, fuck a thought of Bobby Hardy's and they give me sloppy toppy, drifting in my Rari. Fucking Cubans call me Poppy. Bitch, I'm on some other shit, you know they try be with us. Shit can't take us, we be over fleeing, robbing just the phone wheels. Then they made it out to us, he friend of me, they say what's good, don't make a living large. Down 2 houses, 4 garages now.
Come on, bro, Young Heavy, my nigga was crazy, bro.
Alright, Young Heavy. Bitch, I Gucci ball. Rudeness can't take me, cause I fuck it all. These niggas don't see me. Bitch, I do it all. I ride around that ain't a black and no chrome thing. I ride.
Then they dropped they insane, bro. Legendary mixtape Super Saiyan, bro, around that time, bro. And this mixtape, bro, fired in a bitch, bro. Literally, bro. Songs like Bougie, bro. Uchi was on here, bro.
We don't fuck about a bro, man. I'm a Gucci and let this hold you the most, man. I'm a Rari. We take go and do you know, girl. Wanna wear my tank? We take ball.
Let's see them. What's up? Turn up.
One Night was fired in a bitch, nigga. I mean, it's literally hella songs to just tracks that you can talk about, though, from this whole era in general, for many artists and shit like that, bro. Come on, bro. Look, Camo, bro. Turn up or die, my nigga.
Turn up or die, and you know it's all me right. Got a bad bitch here, I'm G, she fucking with me tonight. So some dope till we fly away. You turn down, get out my way. Fifi and Fifi, Fiesta, that's every day.
Come on, bro. D-Lo, I'm a Star was fired in a bitch, nigga.
Got the money and the fame, y'all better catch up right now. And I'ma do my thing, y'all better turn up right now. I'm smoking Mary Jane, higher than the flame light right now. And she gon' give me brain, cause I got the fame light right now.
Come on, D-Lo, why you mad, my nigga? Look.
They tell me why you mad, cause I'm flexing and you blowing. They tell me why you mad, cause you can't buy. They tell me why you mad, cause I'm mismatching the dollar. They tell me why you mad, cause I'm Maybach is
Don't do too much, bro. Come on.
They heard about gigs, I ain't got the city now. We turned up too high, so that we can't never turn down. Chemo, D-Lo, we out here wildin' now. If you wanna see me, pay me, nothing to talk about.
Bro, look Camo all the time, bro. You know you fucking know, bro. Come on, bro. Stunt Taylor, bro. Fifi on the block, bro.
All my life I'm getting guap. All these bitches on my cock. Riding around in foreign drops. I threw that Fifi on the block. Robbing phones, I keep the Glock. So homie, don't get shot. Bring the liquor and the thotties to the Fifi on the block.
Look, Chris Bop Like Me was fired in a bitch, nigga.
Poppin' like Lil' Chemo, turned up like Fiesta, swagged up like Ayo, and I keep that bankroll. Bitch can't buy like me, bitch can't buy like me, bitch can't buy like me, bitch can't buy like me.
Come on, bro. When I Bop was fired, nigga. T-Wayne Can't Turn Me Up with Lil' Camo was fired in a bitch, nigga.
They can't turn me down, I'm straight about to see everybody's wave going down. My brother called me up, said one right time. I'm too turned up, they can't turn me down. I'm TTU, they can't turn me down. I'm straight about to see everybody's wave going down. My brother called me up, said one right time. I'm too turned up, they can't turn me down. Okay.
Come on, bro. Nelly, just my past, bro.
I need all that and more. She be calling and stalking, you know. Put my team on, you know how I roll. Got my cash up, I never go broke.
All in with Sego Leak, bro.
Like I'm ballin' in the gym. And he say he don't like me, I'm like, who the fuck is him? If you disrespect Lil' Chicago, boy, I hope that you can swim. We count money like a lot of all my niggas down to kill.
Easy Montana having shit, bro. Nelly Gang Ride Up, my nigga was fired, nigga.
She gon' wanna fuck me for my car when I ride up. Shorty, I be flexing, I finessing when I ride up. She know I'm a star, she don't fly when I ride up. Since I got this money.
Kayani, bro. Life Turn Up, bro. Kayani again, Can't Stop, bro.
Can't stop my turn up. When they see me, they know that I'm a turn up. Can't match my fly, but when I turn up, I show out whenever I can turn up.
Bro, this shit is literally taking me back, bro. Like, this is insane, bro. SBE, All I Want, bro, was fired than a bitch, nigga.
All I wanna do is smile, check, tear down the mall, check, rock expensive clothes, check, flex on all the hoes, check, all I want is snacks, you can keep the brand, all I talk for now, check, thumbing through a check.
Come on, bro, it's so many songs that come from, bro. MBE Have a Party, bro. If you know, you fucking know, bro.
I have a party, popping at the feet, they give me the tone and the molly. Shorty got for me, shorty got for me.
It is one song I want to talk about too, bro. Now, I don't really know if they from Chicago, but I remember seeing somebody do a bop video to this song, bro. But it's called Turn Up by Dido and Quez, bro.
Turn up in it, bitch. 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 Turn up in it, bitch.
I remember hearing this shit and like bumped this on like a lot at the time, but I don't think that was from Chicago. But I remember seeing somebody from Chicago bopping to this song though. So if you know this song, bro, you know, you fucking know. And then just the dancing era, bro, like just that whole era, like with the dance and shit like that, bro. I ain't even talk about the actual dance, but the dance really was made up of like literally mixed the footwork, juke and jerky shoulder arm movement, bro. Like literally, but basically the bop dance really was rocking side to side of your shoulders, jerky arm swings, bro, almost like a cartoon hand movement, and foot shuffles that was like a lighter version of footwork and shit. It all really went with like the state of the music. Like if you watch some videos, you'll know what I'm talking about and shit like that, bro. But it really all stems from like that type of like moving, like just moving your body side to side and shit like that, and moving your foot, like twisting your, it sounds so complicated, but it's kind of like learning the jerk and all that shit like that. All that mashed up in one kind of, but not really though. And then I remember when Lil J, bro, King Lil J was like doing the little neck movements and shit, like doing them dances in the video, and that shit was going crazy on Vine too, making that era just go even crazy, bro. That nigga was a drill rapper and shit like that, bro. So for him to be doing that shit, it was insane, bro. Now, of course, all eras always have a time when they start to die out and shit like that. And this era really was a short-lived era. It wasn't like it lasted for like 10 years type shit. Like, it kind of lasted for a good, like, probably a good 4 or 5 years. Like, probably from 2012 to like 2015, 16, bro. That's when this sound really was starting to die out and shit like that, bro. Really, it was like a lack of, like, it's many reasons. Like, first, I'd say a lack of industry support, bro. Because Sicko Mode ended up signing to Polo's Grounds and shit like that, / RCA. But the label just didn't know how to market the bop era and shit like that. They just didn't know how to do it. It wasn't really drill, it wasn't R&B. It was something different. It's kind of like how any other label was trying to do it, like with the futuristic era in Atlanta, or dance crave that was going crazy in shit, like California and shit like that, bro, with the jerk and shit. It seemed like they just didn't know how to market them eras. Like that's kind of where it was with labels back in the day, though, back in like the early 2010s at least. It seemed like they just didn't know how to market certain shit. Like the way people know how to market shit now, it seemed like they didn't really know how to market stuff that was going on at the time and shit like that. Hence why certain eras didn't really last that long and shit. Or at least when the people got signed to official labels, they didn't get that push that, you know, they was getting by just being independent and shit like that, bro, with no albums, no nothing, bro. But the movement stayed local, and it's kind of like, it was only like really Chicago, it stayed local in Chicago. It didn't really have that mainstream appeal that would have pushed limelight and shit like that. But it's really kind of like, you know, bro. And it kind of, like I said, it didn't really, it was short viral, bro. Like, it was kind of pioneered through YouTube, Vine, Facebook. But once all that shit was starting to slow down, bro, and like no new people was starting to emerge from this era and shit go too far with it, it really just died down and shit like that. And then everybody was just moving on to like different dances, like hit the folks, dab, all that shit was just started going insane, bro. Then mostly drill just took back the spotlight, bro. By like 2015, 2016, the new Chicago movement, like G Herbo, all them, like G Herbo rebranded itself to G Herbo, like, you know, just more people that was coming and shit was all really pulling back that sound. Even though drill music was already overpowered by this era in general. It's kind of both, like the drill music and this era blew up at the same time, but everybody was on Chicago drill because drill was more violent. It was more people emerging from that sound and shit like that. You know, DJ Academics covering the War of Chicago, Chirac. So it was just making that sound and that music go even crazier than shit. And it just left the bop era to die out and shit. It just they had no major hits and shit like that. It had local hits, viral hits on the internet, but not no major all across the globe hit and shit like that, bro. That's why I say like Silento with watch me whip and ain't shit like that. It kind of really like he mentioned like now do the bop. It really kind of put that on the map, well, just a little bit, but not as much as it would have like in any other genre and shit like that, bro. And I'm gonna have to talk about the influence that this sound really did have on people and shit that wasn't even from Chicago. For example, like Lil Uzi, bro. When it come to like Sicko Mob, bro, and like Uzi, bro, that sound Sicko Mob. Even you look at the comments on the, like every Sicko Mob music video, people gonna say Lil Uzi was influenced by this, and I would agree on that. Lil Uzi definitely. Early Lil Uzi music, like he first came out, or he took that sound that Sicko Mob had, with just that auto-tune-ish, drag slurring voice and shit. Yeah, that came from Sosa and all that, but it also came from them. But Uzi came and sit here and say he wasn't influenced by them, bro. That sound they had, bro, it literally sounded like something Uzi would have made at that time, bro. And it was like 2012, 2013 shit, bro. It very much pioneered. Sicko Mob definitely was an early influence for Uzi, bro. And it really pushed that sound that Uzi had, bro. But he never really just shouted him out directly and shit. But everybody know that foundation came from Sicko Mob, bro. And I also gotta talk about my nigga Tisa Korean, bro. Now, if you don't know Tisa Korean, bro, he's a legendary internet sensation, bro, that blew up in like 2018 and shit like that, bro. He had the song Dip and shit. He basically was responsible for half of the TikTok dances and sounds that goes on today and shit like that, bro. But he definitely tried to bring this era back, bro, with songs like Rando and back in like 2023, 2024 last year.
I keep a bando and we don't talk to randos. Shot flock with the pinko, side get the bando. I'm robbing Sargy, robbing Gaming's Roswells. We hit the liquor store. CC, what's up, baby? I'm in a good shit. I'm a run jeans, it gets silly stupid. Your boys run me. Sometimes I spend the cash, she ain't get fully. I'm robbing Jane. Bad little bitch, she give me brain. I want cat, don't need the fame. K-Dub, moo, at the flame. Guess what's silly, money drain. Like the ocean, we brought the rain. Robbing shit, bro.
Last night it rained through, now I got hangover. Wake up still on my soul, OG, I ran that perp. Yeah, my niggas in they mood. Yeah, the boy can't control it. Smell it like that loud pack. Drunk, you see, I wasted last.
He tried to bring it back, bro, with songs like Uchi and shit, Rando and shit. Just with that bopping, like snippets and shit. This that whole aesthetic that they had going on, bro. He was even doing them on classic dance like videos that he was alone and shit like that, bro. He tried to bring it back, bro, but it just didn't really push the limelight and it didn't really go there where like that crazy and shit like that. But literally, bro, like by 2016, bro, this whole era was slowly starting to fade away, bro. And it really sucked though, man. It really did suck, bro. Because this was a fun era of music, bro. I hate when like eras like the happy, fun side of music really don't get its just due, bro. I hate that it only, cause you gotta realize, bro, think about it. Chicago drill is still going on to this day, bro. It's a current day, but it's still going on in some type of fashion, bro. Like violent music, basically what I'm trying to say is violent music will always win, bro. Once like for example, I gotta take it back to Atlanta. Atlanta like trap era is outlasted the futuristic era and shit like that. Now shout out to Metro Boomin that just dropped this new mixtape of futuristic summer, trying to bang that happy, just fun sounding music back to hip hop and shit like that. And you know, I hope it goes somewhere. I hope it go farther than where it is, but it literally just one of those type of situations where this was a happy side of Chicago and it was getting just due, but it didn't last that long because it just didn't go nowhere for real. Like black people just moved on from this sound very quickly and shit like that, bro. But not just due. This is an era that always was getting just due, man. It's a respected era. Of course it is. We making a video on it right now, so it's an era that always gonna live in forever, like everybody's hearts and shit. So in my eyes, this shit will never die out. It will never die out. And that, ladies and gentlemen, we'll wrap this video up. If y'all enjoyed the video, man, y'all give the video a big ass thumbs up, man, bro. Look, bro, I love and appreciate all of y'all, man, bro. Y'all already know me, man. When it comes to making these type of videos, I always gotta give my thanks to y'all, man. Like, of course, like, thanks to y'all and God, of course. It wasn't him, none of this wouldn't be possible, bro. So I had to really make this shit, like, go even more crazy than where it is. But we gonna take this shit further than where it is, man. Like literally, bro. We only in August, bro. It's August now, bro. So it's so much that we got, bro. We literally got to December, bro. So it's a lot of shit we gotta run up. And we gonna, like I said, we just gonna make this go further than where it is, bro. So I hope that y'all be on this ride with me, man. I appreciate y'all for always liking and supporting, bro. It's so much stuff y'all could be watching, literally so much stuff y'all could be doing and watching. But y'all literally take the time out y'all day to mess with my content, bro. And I really appreciate that, bro. That's so much love, bro. So I always gonna give my thanks to y'all, and of course the man above, God. If it wasn't him, none of this would be possible. Look, man, we just gonna feel we keep going, bro. But comment down what y'all want to see, man. Like, go check the community page, the polls. Ask y'all what y'all want to see. Ask, y'all let me know what y'all want to see. Just in general, man. We a community, we a family over here, man. So it's a lot of stuff we got to get done, man, before the year over, bro. So let me know, man. Like I say every video, I'm not skipping over nobody videos, bro. I promise you I'm not, bro. I'm gonna get to it when I get to it, and just let me know what y'all keep wanting to see, bro. So much shit on the way, bro. Literally. But I literally have no announcements for this video, man. I just want to say thank you, man. Until the next video, I love y'all. Yeah, man. Squad.